Meet the Simbas. Bold, aggressive, and hungry to see Africa succeed. They are some of Southern Africa's finest industry leaders who started off with nothing. Chamo Chiwanza, the local maverick, has companies in security, real estate, and transport, to name a few. Ritesh Anand is a leading global fund manager with over 15 years of investment experience. Florence Ziyumbe, a successful corporate lawyer and one of the first women to have her own legal firm in Zimbabwe. Nigel Chanakira, he is the fearless executive chairman of Success Motivation Institute. Gary Thompson, today he's one of the biggest names in marketing and advertising in Zimbabwe. Two innovators, five Simbas. If their pitch is compelling enough, they walk away with a life-changing deal. If not, they leave with nothing.
Hi, my name is Chenjerai Katanda and I'm here to pitch School Sports Network to the Simbas. Very excited to be here and hoping something great happens with the Simbas on the pitch. Hello Simbas, my name is Chenjerai Katanda and I'm here to talk to you about School Sports Network. School Sports Network is a digital platform that talks about school sports in Zimbabwe. The easiest introduction I like to give to some people is ESPN for school sports, hence aptly named School Sports Network. And School Sports Network was started in 2012 with just $13. We've grown to be much more bigger than that, covering a couple of schools during the weekends. Back in 2012, we're now covering a whole range of events. Through a partnership we had with Education USA and the US Embassy, we managed to bring in the first electronic timing system in Zimbabwe. It's the only mobile system at this point. Now we can say there are two because there's one that's owned by the SRC that's being used in Bulawayo. But our system, using electronic timing by SSN, we cover events all across the country. The unlucky bit is we can't be in two places at one time. So during a short school term, when it's only turn weeks and all events are crammed into one particular weekend, we can only be in one space, and that limits the amount of turnover we can get from the use of that electronic timing system and the amount of students that can be covered by that electronic timing system. I speak of electronic timing system, but it's not the only thing that we do. We cover all sports from archery to water polo. Everything in between, as long as it's happening in a Zimbabwean school, we've got permission to access that Zimbabwean school, and we can send our writers there. We write that, we post it on our website, we post it on our mobile application, and that goes out to the world. During 2015, we managed to reach over 256,000 people from across the world, with Harare, Joburg, London, and Washington being the cities with the most hits. I guess there are a lot of Zimbabweans there wondering what's happening back home. We also syndicate content. We've syndicated content with local publishers, two local newspapers that use our content, and they pay for that content. The schools have welcomed us really well, and they use our content for marketing purposes on their website. And one of the things that we do really, really well in partnership with the schools is try and match local talent to international opportunities, providing access to students that wouldn't otherwise have access. One good example I like to give is of a student who was at St. Faith's. It's not a sporting school, but that guy was driven, and through working with us and our relationship with EduSA, he's starting on a full sports scholarship in DePaul in Chicago. So you can imagine coming from Risape, going all the way to Chicago because of the work that we're doing, and would love to do more. At the moment we're limited because we can only do so much, and I think with the Simbas joining in and being a part of the conversation, being a part of the action and what we're trying to achieve, we can reach more and have more stories than just the one that I told you from Risape.
What's your offer?
My offer is 20% equity for $110,000.
And what are you going to use that money for?
So we're going to use that money to build a bigger team. Our team only comprises of 5 people at the moment that are full-time, and we have freelancers that run around during the weekend. But with that money, we'll build a bigger team that can cover more of Zimbabwe, not just Harare or just Bulawayo, but all over Zimbabwe, because as you know, Zimbabwe is one of the biggest sporting countries in Africa in terms of youth sport. There's lots happening, and at the moment we're only doing this bit, and we'd want to do more. We also want to beef up our electronic timing system so that we have several teams going out to several events, not just the one event per weekend, and would love to expand into Africa.
Can you tell us what your current turnover is? You know, have you been making money?
I'd say 60,000 roughly.
And your profit?
So everything that we're doing, because we have freelancers, the 60,000 that I'm talking about is actually what was left after paying off the freelancers, but we have to reinvest into the system and try and build a better team.
Let me just start by saying I think this is a very noble idea. At $110,000, for me, that's just not making sense. I'm out.
What would make sense for you?
The whole business concept is all over the place.
Chinjirai,
I'm not making sense of it personally.
Okay.
That's my personal sentiment.
Chinjirai, if I can step in, you haven't convinced me in terms of how you can scale this business. I like it. Mm-hmm. I'm potentially in, but I just don't know how you make money. You know, the biggest problem, I think on the kind of philanthropic side, the fact that you're getting scholarships for Zimbabwean students whose parents can't afford to send their kid to the US, really like that.
To university,
But
not
to
just the
university,
US.
sorry, yeah. To university in the US or UK, wherever it is. How do I make money from this business? That's what I'm still struggling with.
Ratesh, can I just help you a little bit? He said he started with $13.
Yeah.
And he said last year, after all expenses, he still had 60,000 in his pocket.
Yeah.
I think give him that.
But from 60, how do you take it to 100? Because see, you're asking, let me put it into context for you. You're asking for 110,000 for 20%.
Yes.
So you're valuing your business as $500,000, right?
Mm-hmm.
If you made $60,000 net profit last year, 65 by 5, you're asking me to pay almost 5 times earnings, 6 times earnings. Actually, over more than that, close to 8, 9 times earnings. I can go and buy a listed company on the stock exchange for 2 times earnings. So to put that into context, $60,000 net profit, I will pay between $150,000 and $200,000 for.
I get you.
So either your valuation is too rich, okay, or you think you can take this from 60,000 to 500,000, which is where you're valuing your business in the space of 24 months.
The guy's looking for a deal.
I'm
you need or you're out.
But I'm explaining the concept.
Yeah, but
I'm getting it.
Yeah,
You
but,
get it?
But he wants a deal. Don't lecture him.
So,
Coming up after the break.
Give the kid a deal. He's a smart kid. I mean, this kid's going
yes,
places. Give him a
I
deal.
can see that.
Make
But-
him an offer he can't refuse. Make it
But
compelling.
he needs the money.
He needs the money, but he needs legal services. What's your offer? He's offered 3%. What you good for?
Chinjirai started SSN with just $13, covering sports in schools around the country. He matches local talent to international opportunities and is looking for $110,000 in exchange for 20%. Will he win or lose in front of the Simbas?
Give me your projections for 2016, 2017, 2018. Net profit. Forget turnover. If you get the 100,000, what are you going to make?
that would mean expansion into South Africa. It would probably mean $200,000. That will probably not happen this year, but next year going forward. Sure, we can pull that off.
Let him do the numbers. Let's.
Hear from Gary, yeah.
Yeah, on my part, I think it's very rich. Listening to the guys, good concepts. I think you need to actually add other revenue streams that can give you,
Can support the business.
Yeah, I would say so. So for that reason, while I'm excited about youth and they're getting the exposure, the numbers don't add up. So I'm out.
Thank you.
I really think that what you need more is Gary Thompson because of the nature of business that you are in. I think he's the Simba that you really need.
True.
So you're out for it?
Yeah, I'm out.
Thank you.
So Dr. Chanakiri hit the nail on the head, and I think Ritesh has also alluded to the fact that the valuations are probably out. Before I give you an offer, because I'm in, I think we can bridge that gap. I think there'll need to be some legal support, but I think once we find the talent, we need to retain some rights to that talent because we're the ones who develop that opportunity, and I think that's a little sweetener on the cake. But the first part is, I just like your character, I love your spirit, I love competition.
Thank you.
I'm not gonna come in too heavy. 10%, we're gonna help bridge that gap. That's a lot of time, that's a lot of phone calls, emails, and connecting stateside and beyond. And for that, you get the marketing link. You may need some support elsewhere on the legal, but that's certainly one area I can help you with.
Are you trying to entice me? Well, look, it is true that you need some help because everything you're doing there is interwoven with contracts. Even though it's happening very speedily,
True.
You have contracts go, left, right, and center.
True.
So legal assistance, especially if it can be given without charging you, would be of great help to you.
Give the kid a deal. He's a smart kid. I mean, this
Yeah,
kid's going places. Give him a
I
deal.
can see that.
Make
but
him an offer he can't refuse. Make it compelling.
he needs the money.
He needs the money, but he needs legal services. What's your offer?
If you give me 10%, then I'll make sure that we help you to raise the money that you require.
Look,
Are
Ginger,
you in rotation?
Ginger, right?
That could help the situation, actually. Yes,
Ginger,
that could help.
I said from the onset, I've followed your progress on Facebook. I see what you've done.
Thank you.
I absolutely like what you've done. I'm prepared, and I haven't done this for anybody yet, but I'm prepared for free. Actually for free. I don't want any equity in your business. I want you to own your business and I want you to grow your business. I'm prepared to really help you build this business and to expand this business, to convert what is a great online offering into something that we can package and take to an investment bank or to take to an investor and raise the capital that you require. I'm actually prepared to do that for free.
If that's for free, I'll take that.
Perfect.
So you've got one Simba in, free, just philanthropic because we're behind you. You've got two others wanting a percentage stake, but also wanting to amp up the same sort of thing from different angles. What do you feel comfortable with?
We've got a deal.
Wow.
Good for you.
Excellent. Well done.
Thank you
Keep
very
it up,
much.
right?
Thank you.
Keep it up.
Well done.
Thank you very much.
Beyond Kirsty Coventry.
Yes. Thank you.
I'm happy for you.
Thank you very much, sir.
Yeah.
But we didn't get a deal. But I'll shake you anyway.
You gave me advice. Thank you for that.
Yeah. Cool.
My name is Clever Mkove. I'm going to present Imkambo business model. I'm very glad to be part of the Simba Savannah and looking forward to get investors to upscale the business. Greetings, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Clever Mkove. I am representing the Imkambo team. Imkambo stands for electronic market. Imkambo is a physical, web-based mobile platform that collects data from more than 20 agricultural markets and value chains. We process it, then we share with value chain actors, be it buyers, be it policymakers, farmers as well. This platform mainly comprises of the physical component comprised of knowledge centers that we have established at agricultural markets. The electronic part comprises of a call center with 16 lines of 3 mobile service providers. It comprises of a bulk SMS facility. It comprises of a website and a mobile application. On a daily basis, we collect data, and that data is attached to the various actors. That means the farmers, the buyers, the transporters. So our database is growing by day. Having developed this platform, we have now realized that there is a great demand for our services in terms of information, be it that of prices, be it that of sources of produce, be it that of the market. But the main problem that we have realized in utilizing this platform now is that there is uncoordinated production, especially from smallholder producers.
What commodities are these, particularly? Is sugar beans,
We've got
maize, what is it?
We've got 3 categories of commodities. We've got those that need bulk purchase but less perishable, like cabbages, potatoes, butternuts. Then we've got these very perishable commodities like green peas, green beans. Then we've got also the field crops, like the small grains. So the proposition here is this platform is available, the data and evidence is available, and we get it on a daily basis. What we then need is the support to establish a movement of commodities, a platform support to bulk purchase, aggregate, supply to various niche markets. Because we realize also that different producers fail to meet standards and expectations of different niche markets. So on this basis, we are looking for a partner that would support this model, a startup capital. The platform is there, startup capital, just to kick off this process of mobilizing some of the markets we already have. We've done our research in terms of what they want, the database for farmers and other crops that are grown. We already have this information. So it's now a question of introducing the model that we are presenting here of mobilizing commodities, aggregating and reaching them to various markets, even our informal markets.
Can I interject?
Thank you so much.
Can you tell us what's your deal? What are you offering?
Yes, to start this model, we are saying we would require a support of at least $50,000. And what we will be offering to the Simbas is that this model is very simple. We work out all the expenses of moving and the costs that are incurred. Then out of the profit that is
You want 20,000.
Sorry?
You want 50,000.
With 50,000.
For what percentage? For what percentage?
50,000, it will be a 50, out of the profit generated out of that, we will have Mkambo 50, the Simba 50.
So you're offering 50% of your company?
Of the business model.
You're offering 50% of the company. That's what Nigel is asking, and that's exactly what I'm asking.
It's 50% of the business model.
Sorry, what's the difference between the business model and the
Because what you then realize, and I'll just explain to say, the Mkambo has got various business models, because we've got other models that we have got financial institutions where we have got partnership with the financial institutions. So this one is basically for movement of commodities.
Also, you just want to, for one particular facet, that's where you're looking for partners?
Yes.
Who's Charles Dewa?
Charles Dewa is the CEO and the founder of the Mkambo business idea and is the chief executive officer.
Why is he not here?
He's here, and I am the business development manager. And
the CEO is not presenting with you. That shows a bit of lack of seriousness, isn't it?
Not necessarily, but it's a model that we have discussed, and now in terms of presentation, all what I'm presenting, we have agreed.
Yeah, but you could have just stood by you as the CEO, and the CEOs are supposedly the heads of companies. And for that lack of seriousness, and that there's a Charles Dewa there who you put a profile for me to read, and I don't see him. He obviously doesn't think this project is serious himself as the CEO. It eliminates me automatically. I'm out.
Coming up after the break.
I want to understand the nature of relationship you are proposing for any Simba who injects money into this project.
Okay.
Let me help. I think what they need to do is to create a new company separate, which is 50-50. Yeah, a special purpose vehicle.
Are you in, Nigel?
Clever is pitching an electronic products market. He needs to kick off the mobilization of the beta model and is looking for $50,000 in exchange for 50% of the business model. Is he clever enough to convince a Simba?
What is the money for? What are you looking? What are you going to do with the 50,000?
Basically, the money is for a bulk purchase of commodities then securing warehousing facilities and grading. So it all depends with the extent at which the investor would want to start.
So you want us to fund the business 100%, and then you'll give us 50% of the profits?
That would then subject to the discussion. But we are saying we will be doing everything in terms of mobilizing, grading, then we share the profit.
Okay, based on the limited information that you have today,
Yes.
what are you projecting this business is going to make? This business model, as you call it.
This particular
What do you
business,
think you're going to make?
yes, this particular model is expected for every investment that we are going to do. If for any purchase that we move in commodities, we expect to get a minimum of 5 to 10% in terms of profit, because there's not much that is
5 to 10% of what?
Sorry,
5 to 10% of what?
5 to 10% profit of the sales
Of what, sir?
of the commodities that we have.
How much? How much? Dollars? Money?
They're saying if you invest $50,000, you expect to get more than $10,000 in profit per month.
Can we
That
talk
they-
about this relationship you are proposing? I'm not very clear what you are really proposing there, because you said you will share 50% of the profits out of the trade, coming out of the injection of 50,000. But what is your legal relationship between your company and the Simbas?
May you come again with the...
I want to understand the nature of relationship you are proposing for any Simba who injects money into this project.
Okay.
Because you said you want to limit the relationship
Exactly.
to the
that particular
trading only.
project. Yes.
I'm not so sure how that is going to work.
Yes, because what we are saying, this is a business line that we can develop together with the Simba.
Yes.
And we look forward to have that partnership and revenue sharing along that business line.
Let me help. I think what they need to do is to create a new company
I was going to
separate,
say that.
which is
A special purpose
50-50.
vehicle.
Yeah, a special purpose vehicle.
Are you in, Nigel?
Well, no, I'm a little concerned. I'm very concerned.
The M-Cabo trading is
Yeah.
registered.
Clever, I'll make this very simple for you. And I'll go back to what my fellow Simba said at the beginning. The very fact that your chief executive doesn't feel that this is important enough for him to raise $50,000 for this business, with due respect to you, I think it reflects a lack of commitment and understanding. You've done a great job, but I just don't see how I'm going to make money with a partner who doesn't feel that it's necessary for him to be here today. For that reason, I'm out.
I don't think you did a great job at all, let us be honest, because you didn't pitch, very intelligently what you're talking about. I'm still confused as to what you're talking about. I'm still confused as to what nature of relationship you're suggesting between M-Cambo and the Simba. I don't even know why you would need that, because you're actually managing funds on behalf of a bank, and I don't understand why that bank is not giving you the money. So I'm out. I just don't have the information. I don't have the confidence.
Gary.
Clever, I've had probably the best half hour that I've ever had sitting in a chair. But I'm so sorry. I'm out.
Nigel.
Clever, you are clever in your own area. That commodity monitoring of data, etc., which I take a fascination to. But the whole presentation, I think, just didn't go as well. At the moment, it's very confused. And so I'm definitely out. Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thanks, Clever.
Thank you.
Thank you for according us this opportunity to present to the Simbas. Unfortunately, we could not make it. We might need more time to explain our business model to the Simbas and other potential investors. Thank you.
Next week on Simba Savannah.
Chamu, here's a deal for you. Why don't you just plug these guys in a little corner in your operation and they make the calls, because the key thing is to make the calls and advise the guys that, it's done.
So I need you to think about that very quickly and say, hey, if these guys are asking for 30% and coming in with this money, can we do it or can we not do it? If you say you're going to do it, then maybe I can prevail on my partners here and all the other Simbas, and before we know it, we have a deal and we do it in 2 minutes.
So already in terms of efficiency and in terms of cost, we've got a competitive edge there. That's why I'm confident that our product will.
What would you use the 40,000 for?
I was jumping because I've got the infrastructure, I've got the cars, I've got the guards, I've got the control room. But
For
like
what?
what Flo is saying, 52,000 is ridiculous. Why would I want to? You see, I'm funding everything right now.